Welcome back to Ageless Mind and Body, where we uncover the hidden truths that help you live stronger, move better, and age with power. Now let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed your legs feeling weaker lately? Maybe it's harder to stand up from your favorite chair, or you're finding stairs more difficult than they used to be. You stay active, eat healthy, and do your best. So why does it feel like you're still losing strength? Here's the surprising truth. It's not always just age. Some of the most common fruits, the ones you've trusted for years, could actually be working against your body as it gets older. In today's video, we're breaking down 7 fruits that may be quietly damaging your joints, weakening your legs, and throwing off your balance. These aren't rare or exotic. They're likely sitting in your kitchen right now. So if you're serious about protecting your strength, independence, and daily mobility, stick around. You're about to learn what to avoid and what to choose instead. Let's dive in. 1. Pineapple, the acidic attacker. Let's start with a fruit that surprises a lot of people: pineapple. It's often seen as a refreshing tropical treat, something you'd find in smoothies, fruit salads, or even eaten fresh on a warm afternoon. But while it's packed with vitamin C and has a reputation for being healthy, pineapple might actually be doing more harm than good for older adults, especially when it comes to your joints, your legs, and your overall mobility. One of the main compounds in pineapple is something called bromelain. It's a natural enzyme that's been studied for its potential anti-inflammatory effects, which might sound like a good thing if you're dealing with arthritis or joint pain. But here's the catch: bromelain can also interact with medications, particularly blood thinners, antibiotics, and sedatives. For seniors who are already on multiple prescriptions, this can lead to complications like unexpected side effects, reduced effectiveness of your medication, or even dangerous reactions that affect circulation and muscle function. Beyond the medication risks, pineapple is also high in acid and sugar. Its bright, tangy flavor comes from its natural acidity, and while that might taste great, it's not always great for your body. Over time, a high-acid diet can cause inflammation in the lining of your blood vessels, especially in your lower extremities. This kind of inflammation can restrict healthy blood flow to your legs, making them feel weaker, stiffer, or even numb. If you've been noticing more leg cramps, tingling, or fatigue in your thighs or calves, it might be connected to the foods you're eating, even the ones you think are good for you. The sugar content in pineapple is another concern, especially for older adults who are watching their blood sugar levels. A single cup of pineapple contains around 16 grams of sugar, and because it's a fast-digesting fruit, it can lead to blood sugar spikes followed by energy crashes. These sudden drops in energy can affect your balance, coordination, and even your mood throughout the day. For seniors whose sense of balance may already be more fragile, these ups and downs can lead to an increased risk of falls. But perhaps most important is how pineapple can affect your joints, especially if you're already experiencing arthritis. While some believe bromelain can reduce joint inflammation, many people find that the fruit's acidity actually irritates their joints, leading to swelling, stiffness, and increased discomfort. If you've ever eaten pineapple and felt achy or inflamed in the hours that followed, you're not alone. For many seniors with osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, acidic fruits like pineapple can become hidden triggers that make daily movement more painful and less stable. Now, that doesn't mean you have to swear off pineapple forever. But if you're dealing with chronic leg pain, joint stiffness, or balance issues, it might be worth cutting back or eliminating it temporarily to see if your symptoms improve. As with anything, it's about listening to your body and being open to the idea that even healthy foods aren't always healthy for everyone, especially as we age. So next time you're reaching for that tropical fruit bowl, think twice. Pineapple might taste sweet, but for your joints and legs, it could be a hidden source of trouble. 2. Bananas, the sugar trap. Next up is a fruit that almost everyone has in their kitchen: bananas. They're quick, convenient, and often marketed as the perfect health snack, especially for active lifestyles or heart health. But when it comes to aging bodies, especially for seniors who are dealing with joint discomfort, fatigue, or circulation issues, bananas might not be as harmless as they seem. At first glance, bananas seem like a great choice. They're rich in potassium, which is important for muscle function, and they're easy to digest. But what many people don't realize is that bananas are also high in natural sugars and fast-digesting carbohydrates. In fact, a medium banana contains about 14 grams of sugar and 27 grams of carbs, which your body breaks down quickly. That means after eating a banana, you get a rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash not long after. These blood sugar swings don't just affect your energy levels. Over time, they can contribute to systemic inflammation, which is a major cause of joint pain and muscle fatigue in the legs. If you've ever felt unusually tired, heavy, or achy in your legs after what seemed like a healthy breakfast with a banana, you're not imagining it. The sugar spike triggers a cascade of responses in your body, leading to increased inflammation, especially in areas already under stress like knees, ankles, and hips. Another lesser-known issue with bananas is their effect on fluid retention. While potassium does help regulate fluids, bananas can also cause your body to hold on to water, particularly if your kidney function is slowing down with age, or if you're on certain medications like beta blockers or ACE inhibitors. This fluid retention can lead to swelling in the legs and feet, making it harder to move comfortably or maintain balance. Swollen joints also have a harder time bending and bearing weight properly, which increases the strain on your muscles and ligaments. And there's more. For seniors with underlying heart conditions, bananas can present a unique problem. While they're often recommended for heart health, the high carbohydrate load and tendency to impact electrolyte balance can actually worsen heart-related symptoms in some people, especially when consumed in large amounts or combined with other sugary foods. If you're noticing swelling in your lower legs or ankles, or if you feel short of breath after walking even short distances, it could be a sign that your body isn't handling the fluid and sugar load from foods like bananas very well. Of course, this doesn't mean bananas are bad for everyone. But as we get older, our bodies change. And what once gave us a quick energy boost can now create a chain reaction of inflammation, fatigue, and discomfort. For some seniors, especially those already dealing with joint pain, balance concerns, or circulation problems, bananas can become more of a sugar trap than a smart snack. If that sounds like you, try reducing your banana intake for a couple of weeks and track how your legs and joints feel. You might be surprised by how much lighter, less stiff, and more energized your lower body becomes just by swapping one fruit for another. 3. Grapes, the tiny inflammation bomb. Now let's talk about grapes, those sweet, juicy little fruits that seem so innocent in a bowl on the kitchen counter or tossed into a salad. They're bite-sized, easy to eat, and often considered a healthy snack. But for seniors struggling with joint pain, stiffness, or leg fatigue, grapes can be a hidden culprit contributing to discomfort. The problem with grapes begins with their high fructose content. Fructose is a natural sugar found in fruit, but it's metabolized differently than glucose. When you eat foods rich in fructose like grapes, your liver processes it and produces uric acid as a byproduct. For seniors, this increase in uric acid can be especially problematic. Elevated uric acid levels are strongly linked to gout, a painful condition that affects the joints, especially in the feet, ankles, and knees. Even if you haven't been diagnosed with gout, higher uric acid can still lead to inflammation and tenderness in the joints, making everyday movement more difficult and uncomfortable. What makes grapes particularly tricky is how easy they are to overeat. Unlike a banana or a slice of melon, you don't usually stop at just 1 or 2 grapes. You grab a handful, then another, and before you know it, you've eaten a whole cup or more. A single cup of grapes contains about 23 grams of sugar, almost equivalent to a can of soda in terms of sugar load. That's a huge hit to your system, especially if you're trying to keep your blood sugar steady or reduce inflammation. Speaking of inflammation, the sugar content in grapes can cause a spike in insulin levels, followed by a crash, just like with bananas. This roller coaster effect on your blood sugar can trigger systemic inflammatory responses, particularly in the lower body. Seniors often report feeling heaviness, fatigue, or soreness in their legs, and sugary fruits like grapes can make those symptoms worse. The sugar overload doesn't just stay in your bloodstream, it settles into your joints and muscles, exacerbating stiffness and reducing mobility. Even worse, grapes don't contain a lot of fiber or protein to help balance out their sugar content. That means they enter your system quickly and can contribute to fatigue, especially in the legs, which have to work harder to support you when circulation or energy is compromised. If you've ever felt drained or unsteady after snacking on grapes, despite eating healthy, your body may be telling you it's time to reassess. It's important to remember that grapes do have some health benefits. They're full of antioxidants, like resveratrol, which is known for supporting heart health. But as with many things, moderation is key, and for seniors managing inflammation or joint pain, even small dietary shifts can make a big difference. If grapes are a regular part of your diet and you're experiencing leg pain, swelling, or fatigue, it may be worth taking a break from them and observing how your body responds. You don't need to give up fruit altogether, but choosing options that are lower in sugar and less likely to spike uric acid can help you maintain stronger, more comfortable joints. Listening to your body is the first step toward moving with more freedom and less pain. 4. Watermelon, the deceptive hydrator. On a hot summer day, few things feel more refreshing than a cold slice of watermelon. It's juicy sweet and made up of over 90% water, so it feels like the perfect way to stay hydrated and healthy. But if you're a senior dealing with leg fatigue, joint pain, or inflammation, watermelon might be doing more harm than good, even if it seems harmless. The first issue lies in watermelon's glycemic index. Despite its high water content, watermelon ranks surprisingly high on the glycemic scale, meaning it causes rapid spikes in blood sugar after eating. For older adults, especially those with diabetes, prediabetes, or even slight insulin resistance, this can create a chain reaction of problems. When blood sugar jumps quickly, the body responds by releasing a surge of insulin to manage it. This can lead to inflammation throughout the body, particularly in the legs and joints, where circulation is often already compromised with age. What many people don't realize is that inflammation is often silent. You might not feel a sharp pain right away, but rather a sense of stiffness, heaviness, or fatigue, especially in your lower limbs. Seniors often attribute these feelings to aging, but they could actually be diet-related. That innocent-looking bowl of chilled watermelon could be triggering blood sugar spikes that wear your body down, leading to aching knees, sore ankles, or tired legs by the end of the day. Another problem: it's extremely easy to overeat. Because it's mostly water, and so light in texture, watermelon doesn't activate fullness signals in the body the way more fibrous fruits do. It's common to eat 2, 3, even 4 slices in one sitting without thinking twice. But behind that refreshing taste is a surprisingly high sugar load. One medium slice of watermelon contains about 17 grams of sugar, and that adds up fast when you're eating it in volume. For seniors who are trying to manage inflammation, fluid retention, or circulatory issues, this sugar can create more pressure on already vulnerable joints and tissues. And while it's true that watermelon has nutrients like vitamin C and lycopene, which are beneficial in small amounts, those benefits can be overshadowed when the body is constantly dealing with the aftershocks of sugar overload. Sugar, especially in large quantities, leads to oxidative stress, which is known to accelerate joint degeneration and weaken leg muscles over time. Plus, for people with conditions like arthritis or peripheral edema, watermelon may worsen swelling in the legs. It can subtly cause fluid shifts in the body, leading to that uncomfortable feeling of puffiness or weight in your calves and feet. You may wake up feeling fine, but feel sluggish or swollen by afternoon, and a few cups of watermelon might be partly to blame. Now, that doesn't mean you can never enjoy watermelon again. But if you're noticing persistent discomfort in your legs, or you're trying to reduce inflammation and regain strength, it's worth being more mindful. Consider limiting your portion, pairing it with a protein or fiber-rich food to slow down sugar absorption, or swapping it out occasionally for a fruit with a lower glycemic impact, like berries or a green apple. In the end, watermelon's hydrating benefits aren't worth it if they're paired with fatigue and inflammation. Knowing how your body reacts allows you to make smarter choices and enjoy more active, pain-free days. 5. Oranges, the acidic sneak. Oranges have long been celebrated as a symbol of health, loaded with vitamin C, refreshing in flavor, and often recommended for boosting the immune system. But for seniors, especially those struggling with joint discomfort, leg fatigue, or mobility issues, oranges may not be as friendly as they appear. Behind their bright, sunny appearance lies a combination of acidity and sugar that could quietly be contributing to inflammation and pain. Let's start with citric acid, a key component of oranges. While the tangy taste may feel invigorating, the acid can irritate aging tissues, particularly around the joints. As we grow older, cartilage naturally wears down, and the cushioning between bones becomes thinner and less effective. When acidic foods like oranges are consumed regularly, they may increase joint sensitivity and trigger discomfort, especially for those already dealing with arthritis or stiffness. Now add sugar into the mix. Oranges may be natural, but that doesn't mean they're low in sugar. A medium orange contains around 12 grams of natural sugar, and while that might not seem excessive, it's the effect that matters. Sugar, regardless of the source, can drive inflammation throughout the body. When consumed frequently, it fuels inflammatory pathways, leading to stiffness in the knees, swollen ankles, or a feeling of heaviness in the legs that can make walking or standing more difficult. Seniors often report feeling sluggish or drained after what seems like a healthy snack, and citrus fruits may be a hidden cause. The real trouble, however, comes from orange juice. Many seniors opt for a glass of juice in the morning, believing it's a quick and easy way to get their vitamins. But most juices, even 100% pure, are stripped of fiber, making the sugar hit the bloodstream quickly and powerfully. This fast absorption leads to blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that leave you feeling tired, foggy, or sore. What's worse, a single glass of orange juice can contain the sugar equivalent of 3 or 4 whole oranges, all consumed in a matter of seconds. The body doesn't have time to process it gradually, so it reacts with inflammation and oxidative stress, which over time can erode joint health and weaken muscle performance in the lower body. And while vitamin C is indeed crucial for collagen production and immune support, most people can meet their needs through a balanced diet without overloading on citrus. The potential inflammatory cost of excess oranges simply isn't worth it, especially when you're already managing age-related physical challenges. It's also worth noting that some people with gout or kidney issues may be particularly sensitive to high-acid fruits. Oranges can worsen symptoms, leading to sharper joint pain, reduced range of motion, or discomfort when trying to stay active. So, what can you do? You don't have to cut oranges out completely, but it helps to treat them as an occasional treat, not a daily essential. Consider swapping them for lower acid, lower sugar fruits like blueberries or pears, which still provide antioxidants without the inflammatory side effects. And if you love the taste of citrus, try adding a small slice of orange to a salad instead of drinking a full glass of juice. In short, oranges may wear the disguise of a health food, but for seniors looking to preserve mobility and reduce leg and joint pain, they could be a sneaky source of inflammation that's better enjoyed in moderation. 6. Green apples. The sour trigger. Green apples are often praised as a tart, crisp, and healthy snack. They're lower in sugar than red apples, high in fiber, and frequently recommended for weight management. But for older adults, especially those dealing with joint discomfort or recurring leg issues, green apples can have some surprising downsides. What seems like a smart dietary choice may in some cases be quietly contributing to inflammation, muscle irritation, or even poor sleep quality. One of the key components of green apples is malic acid, the very compound that gives them their distinctive sour flavor. While malic acid can help with energy production in healthy cells, it can also irritate sensitive tissues, particularly in muscles and joints. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at buffering acids, especially when they're consumed in excess or without proper balance. For seniors already experiencing arthritic joints or muscle tightness, malic acid may amplify that discomfort, leading to achiness, tenderness, or that familiar morning stiffness that makes getting out of bed a challenge. Green apples also contain natural sugars like fructose. Though less sweet than many other fruits, a single green apple still has around 10 grams of sugar. And when eaten alone, especially on an empty stomach or before bed, it can cause blood sugar spikes. These rapid increases in blood sugar may not only contribute to general inflammation, but also disturb the body's nighttime recovery processes. Elevated blood sugar levels late in the evening can interfere with deep sleep, leading to restlessness, cramps, or muscle spasms, particularly in the legs. Many older adults find themselves waking up with charley horses or throbbing calves and have no idea their evening apple snack might be a factor. Moreover, that blood sugar spike is often followed by a crash, a sudden drop that leaves you feeling drained or stiff the next morning. This sugar crash cycle can impact the natural repair your body tries to do overnight, especially in the soft tissues and joints. For seniors who are already managing conditions like osteoarthritis, neuropathy, or fibromyalgia, these subtle disruptions can build up over time and lead to more pronounced leg fatigue or mobility issues. It's also worth mentioning that while apples contain fiber, especially in the skin, their benefits can be diminished if they're juiced or eaten in excess. Without enough accompanying protein or fat, even a healthy snack like a green apple can throw off blood sugar balance. That's why it's often better to pair fruits with something like a few nuts or a slice of cheese, which helps slow digestion and reduce the inflammatory response. So, does this mean green apples are bad for everyone? Not necessarily. They still have valuable antioxidants and nutrients, and for many people, they can be part of a balanced diet. But for seniors with sensitive joints, recurring leg cramps, or blood sugar concerns, it's wise to be mindful of how and when green apples are eaten. Consider limiting them to earlier in the day, combining them with other foods, or opting for lower acid, lower sugar alternatives like berries or peaches. In summary, green apples may appear harmless, but their acidic and sugary nature can quietly trigger joint irritation, nighttime leg discomfort, and morning stiffness, especially in older adults. Paying attention to how your body reacts can make all the difference in maintaining mobility, comfort, and restful sleep as you age. 7. Mango, the sugar bomb. Few fruits are as tempting and tropical as a ripe mango. Its golden flesh, smooth texture, and intensely sweet flavor make it a favorite in everything, from smoothies to summer salads. For many, especially older adults, trying to eat healthy mangoes seem like a guilt-free indulgence packed with vitamins and antioxidants. But behind that vibrant sweetness lies a hidden issue, one that can quietly affect seniors' leg health, joint comfort, and even nerve function. Mangoes are quite simply sugar bombs. A single medium mango contains around 45 grams of natural sugar. That's more than a standard can of soda. And while this sugar is naturally occurring, it still behaves much the same. Once it's digested, it spikes blood glucose levels rapidly, especially when the fruit is eaten on its own. For older adults who may already struggle with blood sugar regulation, this can become a serious concern. The consequences of these sugar spikes go far beyond a brief energy rush or post-snack crash. Elevated blood sugar triggers an inflammatory response in the body. Over time, this low-grade chronic inflammation tends to concentrate in areas that are already vulnerable, like the legs, knees, hips, and ankles. If you're already dealing with arthritis or leg fatigue, mangoes might be quietly making it worse. What seems like a refreshing tropical snack may be contributing to daily discomfort or stiffness in your lower body. In addition to inflammation, mangoes can negatively impact seniors with neuropathy or poor circulation. High blood sugar levels over time can damage small blood vessels and nerves, especially in the extremities. This is why people with diabetes often experience tingling numbness or pain in their legs and feet. For seniors with early signs of nerve damage or compromised circulation, frequent consumption of high-sugar fruits like mangoes can accelerate the problem. You may start noticing increased leg pain at night, cold feet, or slower healing of minor cuts and bruises, all of which point to sugar's impact on vascular health. Another concern is how easy it is to overconsume mangoes. Because they're so sweet and soft, it's not uncommon to eat an entire mango in one sitting or worse, to drink it in juice or smoothie form. When the fruit is blended or juiced, the sugar enters your bloodstream even faster, bypassing the natural fiber that normally slows digestion. This rapid absorption can create sharp insulin spikes, which over time may lead to insulin resistance and further inflammation. It becomes a vicious cycle: more sugar, more inflammation, more leg pain. So, what can you do? If you're someone who loves mangoes and doesn't want to give them up entirely, consider enjoying small portions, ideally paired with a protein or healthy fat, to blunt the blood sugar response. Never consume mangoes late at night or on an empty stomach, and avoid processed mango products like juices, dried mango, or fruit cocktails that concentrate the sugar even further. In conclusion, while mangoes are undeniably delicious and packed with nutrients like vitamin C and A, they come at a cost, especially for seniors concerned about inflammation, joint comfort, nerve health, and circulation. Their high sugar content and fast digestion make them a major trigger for the very symptoms many older adults are trying to avoid. As always, moderation is key, but so is awareness. Recognizing how even healthy fruits can affect your body is a powerful step toward aging with strength, clarity, and mobility. Better fruit: alternatives for seniors. By now, you may be wondering if popular fruits like bananas, grapes, and mangoes can contribute to leg pain, joint stiffness, and inflammation. Are there any fruits that actually help instead of harm? The good news is, yes, plenty of fruits are not only safe, but highly beneficial for seniors. The key lies in choosing fruits that are low in sugar, anti-inflammatory, and supportive of joint health and circulation. Let's explore some of the best fruit choices for older adults who want to maintain mobility, reduce discomfort, and age with strength and stability. Berries, tiny but mighty. When it comes to fruits that pack a health punch without the sugar overload, berries are hands down one of the best options for seniors. Whether it's blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries, these colorful gems are full of antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, which are known to fight inflammation at the cellular level. What makes berries particularly unique is their low glycemic index. They don't spike blood sugar the way tropical fruits do, which helps keep insulin and inflammation levels stable. They're also rich in fiber, which supports healthy digestion and helps prevent the sugar in the fruit from being absorbed too quickly. But perhaps even more importantly for seniors, berries support circulation. The compounds found in blueberries in particular have been shown to improve blood vessel function, helping oxygen and nutrients reach your legs and joints more efficiently. This can lead to reduced leg fatigue, better endurance, and even sharper mental clarity. So instead of grabbing a banana or a handful of grapes, reach for a cup of fresh berries, or keep a bag of frozen ones on hand for smoothies or oatmeal toppings. Cherries, nature's remedy for joint pain. If you've ever struggled with gout joint swelling or unexplained stiffness, cherries should be on your grocery list. Both sweet and tart cherries are rich in anthocyanins and polyphenols that help lower uric acid levels, a major cause of gout and joint pain in older adults. Tart cherry juice in particular has been studied for its anti-inflammatory properties. It's even used by some athletes to speed recovery and reduce muscle soreness. For seniors, this can translate to less nighttime discomfort, better mobility, and fewer painful flare-ups, especially in the knees and feet. Just be mindful of added sugars in packaged cherry juices. Opt for unsweetened versions or eat fresh cherries when in season. Avocados, the unsweet superfruit. You might not think of avocados as a fruit, but technically they are, and they're one of the best for older adults. Unlike sugary fruits, avocados are loaded with healthy fats, especially monounsaturated fat, which helps reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in the joints. Avocados are also a fantastic source of potassium, which supports nerve function and muscle contraction, and can help ease leg cramps. The fat and fiber content work together to stabilize blood sugar levels, making avocados an ideal companion to a fruit-based breakfast or salad. Plus, they contain vitamin E, an antioxidant, known to support joint and skin health, especially in aging populations. Adding half an avocado to your daily diet can do wonders for your mobility, blood sugar stability, and overall vitality. Papayas and pears. Gentle and gut-friendly when you're looking for something refreshing but not too sugary. Papayas and pears are excellent options. Both fruits are relatively low in sugar and very easy on digestion, making them ideal for seniors with sensitive stomachs or digestive issues. Papayas contain papain, a natural enzyme that helps break down proteins and reduce bloating. They're also rich in vitamin C and beta-carotene, both of which help support immune health and joint integrity. For seniors dealing with arthritis or muscle tension, the anti-inflammatory properties of papayas can provide gentle daily relief. Pears, on the other hand, are a great source of soluble fiber, which promotes heart health and keeps digestion smooth. Two things that become increasingly important with age. Their mild sweetness makes them a safe alternative to high-sugar fruits, especially when eaten with the skin for maximum nutrient benefit. Both papayas and pears are hydrating, soothing, and supportive of circulatory health, helping to keep the legs and joints comfortable and energized throughout the day. Just because certain fruits may trigger inflammation or discomfort doesn't mean you need to cut fruit out of your diet entirely. It's all about making smarter choices. By switching from high-sugar acidic fruits to anti-inflammatory, fiber-rich, and blood sugar-friendly options, you can still enjoy sweet flavors while protecting your joints, reducing leg fatigue, and supporting your overall health. Berries, cherries, avocados, papayas, and pears offer a wide range of textures and flavors, so your meals never have to be boring or repetitive. Incorporate these fruits regularly, and you'll likely notice subtle but powerful changes in how your body feels, especially in your legs, hips, and joints. As always, talk to your doctor or a nutritionist if you have specific health concerns, especially if you're on medication or managing a chronic condition. But remember, the right foods can be just as powerful as medicine when it comes to healthy aging. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Ageless Mind and Body. We're here to bring you science-backed, easy-to-follow tips to help you move better, feel stronger, and live longer. one smart habit at a time. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a video that supports your journey to healthy aging